CyberChronicles. It has been a while since we recorded the last video, and we're doing it right now because we are in the middle of a new experiment. We are trying to see how we can integrate different learning modalities or learning systems into one, to have students from one class and another to exchange knowledge, to exchange information. And we're doing this after several years of testing different models and different ways to integrate technology, gadgets, widgets to our management courses. I always say that we teach in a program that has to be updated all the time. Current events, the news, the trends, the future are part of our core pieces of knowledge. We use the resources from the books and the academic journals and everything from the past to learn from the experiences, to learn from the mistakes, to learn from the failures of companies and leaders. But we are in a moment where the new generation of leaders, the next manager, I would call, are looking for immediate information, immediate knowledge. They want to be on the top of the things that are happening in society today. And this is what I call device-oriented learning. Our new learners are using these devices as we move, as we talk over the smartphone that is video recording this conversation. We are moving all the way from old desktops to laptops to tablets to smartphones, and who knows what's next. We're going to see people using their watches to learn, their glasses to find pictures on information. Maybe in the future we're going to see devices similar to what we see on the science fiction movies. We are now using smartphones, and we're using phones that look very similar to devices that we saw in Star Trek. Now we are not using this flipping device anymore, but we are evolved in the same way that devices and content have evolved to what we have today. During the past years, we have been using what I call the Web Media Lab to incorporate videos, podcasts, pictures, action to the online courses, and now to what I call the offline courses. Because I have seen that in many places that we think that the opportunity of online learning is there, is not the reality in some places. In some rural communities, the internet is still in the very beginning. They have some communities that have no access, and they have to use offline resources to bring knowledge to those communities. When I started working on this network of the Americas more than 25 years ago, we were exploring countries and cities that wanted to be connected to databases. They want to be connected from the third world knowledge to the first world. And we were there providing access to databases, to systems and knowledge that were far away. The computers were there, we brought the technology. The problem was that the infrastructure, the electricity, the electrical infrastructure, the roads, the houses, the air conditioning, that was not enough to be able to sustain this model. 25 years later, we still have some communities that are using this kind of offline services. And as an example, I want to mention what we are doing now with TED. TED, the conferences, have been evolving from one small conference in one city to places around the world. Now, thanks to the TEDx model, you can find the conferences everywhere in small cities, big cities, communities, universities, and colleges. And we have the privilege to have TEDx FCCJ for the first time ever this year here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now we're thinking what we do with this knowledge, what we do with all this number of videos and resources that we can have in a YouTube channel inside our courses. And we have been working trying to expand the educational model not only to capitalize the content of the different topics that have been shared across the planet in different locations, but also the possibilities of the technology. In some places, you're going to find that these conferences, these videos are very easy to do online thanks to the internet. And thanks to the devices, we can watch videos, we can watch resources in our hand using an iPad, using a tablet of any kind, or using the smartphone. But in some places, the TED organization has created something known as TEDx in a box. They give you a box with the resources, the DVD, the cameras, the scripts, so you can create a TED event, a TEDx event in any location. And it's amazing that in some countries that have very limited access to the internet, they have been able to expand knowledge, expand ideas that are important for development, for the improvement of the community using this kind of resources. For this reason, I am here today also to share that we are evolving our media lab to what I call now a learning online laboratory. A learning online laboratory that is going to use all this integration of resources to learn not only into our traditional Blackboard courses, online courses, but also we want to share with other courses. We want to see if we can find a platform where we can share the discussions, the conversation from one course to another in the same semester. And maybe in the future we can share the conversation with students that are in different courses, at different levels, in different parts of the planet. And to do that, we are doing the experiment using the TED Ed platform. We're using the TED Ed lessons to integrate in one area the discussions, the videos that can be seen in different areas of different courses. And we can have one conversation with people with different backgrounds, different courses, and even different programs. When I was in Spain in the summer, I was talking to Spanish professors that were interested in sharing, communicating with our students. And I told them, well, now we have Skype, we have video conferences, we have all these tools to share, and why not TED? Let's try to see if we can exchange information, communications, and knowledge using the TED platform. Why TED? Because the TED organization is always curating, always narrowing the ideas, the topics, the speakers, the people to a small video with a time no bigger, no larger than 18 minutes. So it's very important to have ideas. It's very important to share them in a class. But when you only have 15 or any minutes to present your idea and call the rest of the audience or your students to do something for action, then you have to be very specific in what you want to do. And this is what I'm doing with this short video. What I want you to do is to use this video to go to our discussion boards, to play into our learning online laboratory, to share your ideas, your lessons, your experience with other students. And who knows, maybe we can continue the conversation after the course is over. This is what I call the going beyond the learning edge. When I was selecting the topic for this event and was sharing with other people in the team how we want to do the TEDx, I was saying I always envision that we all learn outside the classroom. The university is outdoors. So the real or the rest of the learning are going to happen after you graduate. This is when you discover that you don't know anything and you have to start all over again. That you have to start re-engineering yourself all the time. This is why learning is a continuous process. It's a continuous process or adventure, as I call, because you never finish to learn. Every opportunity is a new possibility of ideas, of exploring, of knowing, of discovering. You have to start thinking more, creating more, analyzing the future of how you can change what is needed. I tell students not only think outside the box, be outside of the box, get rid of the old box, and maybe create a new one that you're going to use for a while. So we are here to create new boxes and to replace the boxes. And other people say that, why you want to change it, or why are you going to fix it? Is this working well? Because I always believe that there is room for improvement. We have to see how we can push the limits of knowledge. We have to climb a new mountain all the time. This is why when you are learning outside the classroom, when you are searching for news, searching for knowledge, you have to be a specific search engine optimizer. Not because you're going to put your website on the top of the search engine, but because you have to learn with all the information overload that we can find on the internet today to select, to be more specific, to be on the top of Bloom's taxonomy, to analyze more on the top of the knowledge, to synthesize, and to finally explode to new areas of knowledge. For this reason, I believe that we are calling this TECHknowledge. The TECHknowledge that I call is the mix between the technology and the knowledge. We are using the device-oriented learning to use easy tools that we can carry anywhere, that we can use anywhere, that we can plug batteries to be able to continue finding and learning even in places that we don't have electricity, that we are bringing learning to more people, that we are bringing knowledge to more people. And remember, all these devices, all these tools, all these online and offline resources are just a confirmation that life is a continuous learning adventure.